Ever feel like you're just going through the motions, like living someone else's life almost,
Yeah.
not really feeling fulfilled?
Mm-hmm.
Well, get ready because today we're diving deep into rebuilding yourself.
I like that. Rebuilding yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, taking everything that makes you you,
Right.
passions, values, experiences, all of it.
Yeah.
And then using those pieces to like design a life that's truly yours,
Love that.
a life that really reflects who you are deep down.
Absolutely.
So we'll be exploring things like rediscovering your passions, cultivating self-awareness, prioritizing your well-being, all that good stuff.
It's going to be good.
Think of this deep dive as your guide to like creating a life you actually love, one that aligns with what you really want deep down.
It's amazing how many people feel stuck,
Oh, I know.
in lives that just don't fit.
Yeah,
But the good news is it's never too late to hit that reset button
that's so true.
and start rebuilding.
Okay, so let's unpack all this.
Yeah, let's do it.
First up, rediscovering your passions. Think back to when you were a kid.
Okay.
What were you obsessed with?
Yeah.
The stuff that made you totally lose track of time.
Right.
Those early interests, they can actually give you clues about what really energizes you, even now.
It's like a treasure map buried deep down inside.
I love that. A treasure map.
Yeah. Like say you were really into building with Legos as a kid.
Okay.
Maybe you'd thrive in a career that has to do with design
Right.
or architecture or even engineering.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
It's about connecting those dots, seeing how those childhood passions
Yeah,
could actually show up in your adult life.
so true.
Mm.
I used to spend hours writing stories, making up my own little worlds.
What?
And now look at me, hosting this podcast. I guess I'm still kind of fascinated by storytelling.
That's awesome. It's cool how it comes full circle like that.
It is. But here's the thing. Passions evolve as we grow.
Of course, yeah.
So how do we stay open to discovering new ones?
That's a great question. I think the key is to just be curious
Mm.
and willing to explore. It's like being an explorer, setting sail for like uncharted territory. You just never know what amazing discoveries are waiting for you out there.
Okay, I like that. So be an explorer.
Exactly.
Always be exploring.
Try new things, step outside that comfort zone,
Right.
and see what grabs your interest. You might surprise yourself.
So true. All right, let's shift gears a bit.
Okay.
Let's talk about cultivating self-awareness. This feels like the foundation for any real personal transformation, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely, yeah. Self-awareness is all about understanding yourself,
Mhm.
your values, your motivations, your strengths, your weaknesses, the whole picture.
Yeah.
It's like shining a light on your inner world so you can see yourself clearly.
Okay.
There's actually a great tool for this.
Oh, yeah.
It's called the Johari window.
Well, what?
Johari window.
Okay.
It's this psychological exercise that helps you see how you view yourself
Yeah.
and also how other people perceive you.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it can be really insightful for spotting those blind spots
Uh-huh.
and figuring out areas where you can grow.
Wow, the Johari window. I've never even heard of that.
really.
I'm going to have to check that out. But let's be real. Sometimes self-reflection can be kind of uncomfortable, right?
Totally.
It's like holding up this mirror to all those parts of ourselves we may not want to see.
It's true. Self-awareness can be tough.
Yeah.
But it's also incredibly freeing.
How so?
Think about it. The more you understand yourself,
Yeah.
the more power you have to make choices that actually align with who you are,
That's a good point.
instead of just reacting based on like unconscious patterns or old beliefs.
I see what you're saying. So it's about taking control.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that. So we've talked about rediscovering passions.
Right.
We've touched on cultivating self-awareness.
Yeah.
Now, let's get into prioritizing well-being.
Okay.
I'll be honest, this one's always been a struggle for me. It just feels kind of selfish to put myself first,
I get that. It's a common misconception, though.
Okay.
Prioritizing well-being, it isn't selfish. It's essential.
Yeah.
You can't pour from an empty cup, right?
That's true.
If you're always running on empty, neglecting your own needs,
Mhm.
you just won't have the energy or focus to show up fully anywhere else in your life.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
So taking care of yourself is actually an act of self-respect,
Okay.
and it empowers you to be your best for yourself and eat for others,
I've noticed that when I'm stressed and overwhelmed, I'm not very productive
right?
and definitely not that pleasant to be around.
Exactly. It impacts everything.
So what are some practical things we can do to prioritize well-being? I mean, getting enough sleep, eating healthy foods, exercise, all that, right?
Yeah, those are great starting points.
Okay.
But it goes deeper than that, too.
Oh.
Prioritizing well-being also means setting boundaries,
Oh, okay.
managing stress effectively, and nurturing your emotional health, too.
It sounds like it's really a holistic thing,
It is.
taking care of both our physical and mental health.
Exactly. It's about creating a lifestyle that really supports you in feeling your best. Mind, body, and soul.
That makes a lot of sense. So we've covered rediscovering passions, cultivating self-awareness, and now prioritizing well-being. These all feel like crucial building blocks for, actually rebuilding ourselves.
They absolutely are. Those are the foundational elements that set you up for a more fulfilling and authentic life.
And on that note, we'll be diving deeper into developing healthy habits, embracing personal growth, and reflecting on your values in part 2.
Can't wait.
But for now, take a moment to think about what really resonated with you in this first part of our deep dive.
Yeah, good idea.
What stood out? What are you thinking about right now?
It's important to take that time to reflect.
It is. We'll be back soon with more.
It's been great exploring all this with you so far.
I know, right?
It really lays the groundwork for the next stage of this whole rebuilding yourself thing.
Yeah. We've already talked about so much. Rediscovering passions,
Right.
cultivating self-awareness, prioritizing well-being.
All super important.
Now, let's get into developing healthy habits.
Okay.
This can feel overwhelming sometimes, but I love that even small changes can make a big difference.
Oh, absolutely. The key is consistency, not intensity.
Okay, yeah.
Don't try to change your whole life overnight,
Right.
Start with just 1 or 2 little habits you want to tweak,
Okay.
and then just commit to those consistently.
So like baby steps.
Exactly. Baby steps. Like, say you want to eat healthier.
Okay.
You could start by swapping out just one unhealthy snack each day for something like a piece of fruit or some nuts.
That feels way more doable
Right.
than trying to completely overhaul everything I eat.
Yeah, it's about making it sustainable.
Totally. I've been trying to work out more regularly, but the motivation just isn't always there.
I get it. I've been there. You know what helps? Finding an activity you actually enjoy.
Makes sense.
If you hate running, don't force yourself to run.
Yeah, no more torture.
There are so many other options. Keep exploring until you find something that feels more like fun than a chore.
That's such good advice. Like dancing. I used to love dancing, but I haven't done it in ages.
See? Maybe it's time to dust off those dancing shoes.
Maybe it is.
It's all about stepping outside that comfort zone.
Speaking of which, let's talk about embracing personal growth.
Okay, yeah.
What does that even mean?
I mean, what does that look like?
And why is it so important for this whole rebuilding ourselves idea?
It's all about having a growth mindset.
A what?
A growth mindset. It's basically the belief that you can always learn and evolve and get better at things.
Okay.
It's about challenging yourself, stepping outside your comfort zone, trying new things, even if they seem a little scary.
I can see how that ties into rebuilding ourselves.
Totally.
If we want to create a new version of ourselves, we have to be open to learning and growing, right?
Exactly. You hit the nail on the head. It's about seeing challenges as opportunities.
Okay.
Chances to learn and develop instead of like roadblocks.
I like that.
Embracing personal growth also means building up that resilience.
Resilience, right, because there will be setbacks, right?
Oh, there will be setbacks,
Yeah.
definitely. But it's so important to see those as temporary and not let them completely derail you.
That's so important. Like Thomas Edison said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work.
Yeah, exactly. It's about seeing those so-called failures as stepping stones.
Stepping stones to success.
Exactly.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit again. Let's talk about reflecting on your values.
This is a good one.
I feel like this is kind of like the compass that guides us.
I love that analogy.
Okay.
A compass, yeah. Because values, they're the guiding principles, right?
Yeah.
They shape our decisions and actions. They're what matters most to us.
Right.
The guiding lights that help us navigate this crazy thing called life.
So like integrity, kindness, compassion, stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. Those are great examples.
Right.
Spend some time really thinking about what values resonate most deeply with you.
Yeah. What are the things you hold dear?
For me, one of my core values is authenticity. I want to live a life that's true to myself.
That's so important, to be authentic.
It is. And once you've figured out your core values,
Yeah.
use them to guide your choices and your actions.
How do you do that?
Before you make a decision, ask yourself, does this align with my values?
Oh, I see.
If the answer is no, maybe it's time to reconsider.
That's such a powerful way to make sure you're living a life that's true to yourself.
It is. It keeps you on track.
Okay, so we've talked about developing healthy habits,
Right.
embracing personal growth,
Mm-hmm.
and reflecting on our values.
Big stuff.
These are all essential for rebuilding ourselves.
Totally agree. They're the foundation.
But how do we actually start putting all this into practice?
That's where goal setting comes in.
Goals.
It's like the bridge that connects your dreams with action.
I like that.
But I know goal setting can feel kind of daunting sometimes.
Oh, tell me about it. I'm a total dreamer, but I struggle with turning those dreams into reality. I set these huge goals,
Right.
and then I get discouraged if I don't see results right away.
It happens to the best of us. Remember, it's a journey.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about the destination.
That's so true.
So break those big goals down
Yeah.
into smaller steps.
Right.
It's like climbing a mountain, you know?
Okay.
You don't just magically teleport to the top. You take it one step at a time.
I see. One step at a time.
And you celebrate those small wins along the way.
Yeah, that makes it feel a lot less overwhelming.
It does, right?
So we've talked about rediscovering passions,
Mm-hmm.
cultivating self-awareness, prioritizing well-being,
Yes.
developing healthy habits, embracing personal growth, and reflecting on values.
Phew. That's a lot.
And now we're adding goal setting to the mix.
It's all coming together.
It's like we're building a toolkit
A toolkit. I like that.
for creating a life we truly love.
That's it.
One that aligns with our deepest desires and aspirations.
Exactly.
And with the right tools, we can build anything.
We can build anything.
Wow, we've covered so much ground in this deep dive into rebuilding yourself.
I know, right?
From rediscovering those passions that make us feel alive to setting goals that actually align with what we truly value.
It's been quite a journey.
It really feels like we've created a roadmap
Mm-hmm.
for personal transformation.
And just like any good roadmap, it shows us the way.
Yeah.
But it doesn't tell us about every little bump or detour we might encounter along the way.
So true.
And there will be challenges, inevitably, and setbacks. That's where persistence comes in.
Oh yeah, persistence is key. It's so easy to get discouraged when we hit those bumps in the road.
It is.
But I love that idea you mentioned before about seeing challenges as opportunities for growth,
Exactly.
like stepping stones on the path to becoming our best selves.
It's like working a muscle.
Okay,
The more you challenge it, the stronger it gets.
I like that.
But just like a muscle needs rest, we need to practice self-compassion too.
That's so important. Give ourselves permission to rest and recharge.
Exactly. It's not about pushing yourself to the point of burnout.
Right. No burnout.
It's about finding that sustainable pace
Yeah.
that allows for both growth and rejuvenation.
Finding that balance.
Yeah. Because remember, rebuilding yourself, it's not a destination, it's a journey.
It's ongoing.
It's an ongoing commitment to growth and evolution
Constantly evolving.
and becoming more aligned with who you truly are every single day.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with this. Believe in yourself.
Yes.
You have the power to create a life you love, a life that reflects your values, your passions, your vision for the future.
You really do.
Trust the process, embrace the challenges, and never stop believing in your ability to become the best version of yourself.
That's the key.
Thank you so much for joining us on this journey of self-discovery. We hope this deep dive has inspired you to start rebuilding yourself, brick by brick.
One step at a time.
And remember, you are the architect of your own destiny. Now go out there and create something amazing.
You got this.
We would love to hear what resonated with you the most from this episode.
Yeah, let us know.
Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to stay tuned for more deep dives into topics that matter.
We'll be back with more soon. Until next time, keep exploring, keep growing, and keep believing in the power of rebuilding yourself.